The king of pop gets the biopic treatment in Michael. My review right now. Welcome to Resta Reviews. My name is Daniel, and today I will be reviewing the biopic Michael. It's directed by Antoine Fuqua, and it stars Jaafar Jackson, Colman Domingo, Nia Long, Juliano Krue Valdi, and Miles Teller. Michael Jackson captured the public's attention like no other figure. He was a singular musical talent who captured the public's fascination and controversy. Making a movie about Jackson was always bound to be divisive due to what would and wouldn't be included in his life, as there's only so much you can do in one movie. The film we do get, which is written by John Logan and approved by Jackson's estate, is a safe and sanitized version of Jackson's life that tries to cover too much in just 2 hours. The plot spans 22 years of MJ's life from 1966 to 1988, often just checking boxes of big events and then moving on. Despite being quite conventional and shallow at times, Michael benefits from stellar performances and recreations. Juliano Krue Valdi is quite good as the young Michael who grew up in Gary, Indiana. His father Joe, played here by Colman Domingo, assembles the young sons in his family for the Jackson 5. Years after the group's success, Michael decides he wants to go in his own direction musically. In the later years in the plot, Michael is played by his real-life nephew, Jaafar Jackson, son of Jermaine. Though the film around him can be messy and rushed at times, Jaafar is mesmerizing as his uncle throughout. It didn't take long for him to disappear into the role for me. I can't imagine the amount of practice it took to nail down Michael's energy and voice and dance moves. Jaafar rises to the occasion though. His physical work here is astounding, and it makes the music video and concert scenes really come alive. Unfortunately, Jaafar gets less to do in terms of dramatic scenes. The through line in the plot is the relationship between Michael and Joe, and while there are a few intense scenes between those two, Michael doesn't interact with the other characters in meaningful ways very much. The Jackson brothers are practically reduced to being extras here. His sister Janet isn't even in the film as a character, and Nia Long only gets a few scenes as his mom. Miles Teller plays John Branca, who is positioned to play a big role in Michael's life as his manager, but the two only share a few moments together throughout the film. All of these supporting actors are fine, it's just disappointing that they get so little to do opposite Jaafar. The film touches on some of Michael's interests and process, but it mostly lacks depth here as well. We see his love of animals, Pinocchio, Charlie Chaplin, and more, but we rarely get inside of his head or see his flaws or emotions. Director Antoine Fuqua and his team are more interested in fast-forwarding past these relationships and the character development in favor of singing and dancing and presenting a hagiography of the subject. At least Joe pops as a character though. Colman Domingo turns in another terrific performance among his many. Joe is quite a selfish and abusive character here, and Domingo gives him both menacing and pathetic edges. A lot of attention to detail is put into recreating huge moments from Jackson's career in both the 70s and the 80s. From his work with Quincy Jones, played by Kendrick Sampson, to the debut of the Moonwalk, to the Thriller music video, to his hair catching on fire, it's all here. I thought one of the better scenes in the film is when it sits and breathes for a minute and lets Michael Jackson teach dance moves to the Blood and Crips that he recruited for the Beat It video. The concert scenes throughout are quite electric too. The music and sound design mix together expertly as Michael sings and the fans roar with cheers. Jaafar's recreation of the song Bad on stage is another highlight. The film does end abruptly around the era of Bad. It doesn't get into the artist's controversies in his later years, which is fine for what they are doing here and since the film already covers decades. But at the same time, it ends in a spot where it cuts off and feels kind of random. Before I give you my final thoughts and rating, please hit that like button if you've enjoyed this review and consider subscribing and enabling notifications if you haven't already. You can also find and follow me on the social media platforms Letterboxd, Blue Sky, Backlogged, and Award Expert. Michael is a satisfying enough helping of fan service. It has a stunning performance by Jaafar Jackson and a few scenes that amaze as they recreate iconic moments of pop culture. However, it also lacks dramatic connective tissue between the larger-than-life scenes. I'm giving Michael a 7 out of 10. I think it's a good film. If you're a big Michael Jackson fan, you'll probably want to see it in theaters. For most though, I recommend to wait to stream it. That's just my thoughts though. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. And what's your favorite Michael Jackson song if you're a fan of him? I really enjoy Smooth Criminal and Thriller. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can check out these other videos on Resta Reviews right now.